friends, and welcome back to Redeemed Media. This is where we take a fresh look at the media we know and love, TV shows, movies, and moments from pop culture, and ask the question, what might God be showing us through this? Now, before we dive in, I want to be clear about something. This devotional isn't here to say that Friends is a godly or spiritually sound show, because it's not. But what we are saying is this: God can use anything, even worldly media, to get our attention. He can use humor, heartbreak, and everyday moments to point us back to truth, because He's that good. He's not afraid of culture, He redeems it. Today, we're looking at Season 1, Episode 2 of Friends, the one with the sonogram at the end. Let's do a quick recap. Ross finds out his ex-wife is pregnant with his child, and she's planning to raise the baby with her new partner. Rachel tries to return her engagement ring to Barry, only to discover that he went on their honeymoon with her best friend. And Monica? She's spiraling as she preps dinner for her hypercritical parents, trying to earn their approval and stay afloat. It's a mix of awkward, funny, and surprisingly heavy moments. On the surface, it's classic sitcom material, but underneath it all, there's a deeper thread, a spiritual theme we're going to explore together. Today's theme is when life feels out of control. And we're going to look at it through two different perspectives from this episode, one from someone who didn't choose the chaos, and one from someone who did. Later, we'll also explore what we, as Christians, can do in moments like these. When our plans fall apart, when we feel overwhelmed, or when we're standing in the aftermath of a decision and wondering if we're going to be okay. So take a breath, and let's dive in. So today's devotion? We're calling it the one where everything falls apart, because that's exactly what it feels like in this episode. Everyone's dealing with something unraveling. Plans, relationships, expectations, it's all coming undone. And the same thing happens in our real lives too. Sometimes we wake up and realize nothing is going the way we imagined, and we're left wondering what to do, or if we'll even be okay. So let's start with Ross. And a quick episode reflection. Ross is still reeling from his divorce when he gets hit with another curveball. Carol, his ex-wife, is pregnant. To make matters even more complicated, she's raising the baby with her new partner, Susan. You can see it in Ross's eyes. This wasn't how he imagined his life. He's not angry so much as stunned. He feels lost, like the rug has been pulled out from under him. And as the episode ends with him holding the sonogram picture, there's both wonder and heartbreak in his silence. How can something so life-changing be happening to him while he has so little say in it? Okay, time for some spiritual reflection. Have you ever been there? Life throws something at you that you didn't ask for, didn't see coming, and definitely don't know how to handle. Of course you have. We all have. Maybe it was a broken relationship. Maybe a job that ended without warning. Maybe your whole future suddenly stopped looking like what you had planned. Ross's story reminds us of a hard but honest truth. We're not in control. We think we are. We plan like we are. The truth is, so much of life is outside of our hands. But as followers of Jesus, we're invited into a better truth. We know the one who is in control. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." God never asked us to figure it all out. He never told us to understand every twist and turn. What He does ask is this: trust me, follow me, even when it's dark, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it feels like everything is falling apart, because He's already been to your tomorrow, and He knows how to get you there. Okay, now let's talk about Rachel. Unlike Ross, Rachel chose the change. She walked away from a life that looked safe, but felt empty. She left the wedding, cut up the credit cards, and moved in with Monica, trying to figure out how to be independent for the first time ever. And just when she's trying to move forward, trying to do the brave thing and start fresh, she finds out that her ex-fiancé went on her honeymoon with her best friend. Ouch. It's easy to feel like, well, she asked for this. But let's be honest, just because we choose to leave the wrong thing doesn't mean stepping into the right thing feels easy. Sometimes it's just as scary. Maybe you've been there too. You made the hard decision. You walked away from the job, the relationship, the pattern that wasn't healthy. You know you did the right thing, But now you're standing in the middle of the unknown, wondering, what now? Was this a mistake? Am I actually going to be okay? This is where trust becomes real. Not just trusting God to rescue us from things we can't control, but trusting Him to guide us through the consequences of our own choices. Because even when you're the one who said yes to the change, you still need the same God to walk you through it. And guess what? He's not just waiting at the finish line. He's walking with you right now. We often think that trusting God means never feeling afraid. But the truth is, courage often looks like walking into something scary with God, not without fear. Like Rachel, you may have made a hard decision, stepped away from a toxic relationship, a job that drained you, or a lifestyle that no longer aligned with who you want to be. But now you're in the in-between, the messy middle. It's unfamiliar, uncomfortable, and unpredictable. And yet, God meets us there. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Doesn't just apply when life flips upside down beyond our control. It also applies when we're the ones who flipped it. Whether life happened to you, like Ross, or you made the bold move yourself, like Rachel, you still need the same promise. God will go before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you. Deuteronomy 31:8. What if they had let go? In Friends, the characters face real-life challenges: divorce, rejection, insecurity, fear of the future. But there's something missing. They don't have a relationship with God. So we never get to see what might have happened if they had surrendered their control to Him. We only get the human side of their struggle, what it looks like to cope without ever really finding peace. But you and I, we don't have to stay in that place. We have access to a God who listens, leads, and holds us steady, even when life spins. And Scripture gives us story after story of people who handed control over to Him and discovered He was already working behind the scenes with far more love, power, and wisdom than they imagined. When people let go, God shows up. Here are just a few. Joseph trusted God in the prison, and God placed him in the palace. Genesis chapters 39 through 50. Ruth followed faithfully into the unknown, and God wrote her into the story of Jesus. Ruth chapters 1 through 4. Esther risked everything and watched God deliver her people. Esther 4:14. David waited instead of forcing his way, and God made him king in his time. 1 Samuel 24. Moments to reflect on. Where in your life are you feeling out of control right now? Is it a relationship? Your finances? Your health? Your future? Identify the area that's making you feel anxious or uncertain. Have you been trying to fix it on your own? Do you find yourself grasping for control, making plans, or overthinking because you're afraid to let go? What would it look like to surrender this situation to God? Would it mean praying first instead of planning? Trusting instead of controlling? Waiting instead of rushing? What do you believe about God's heart toward you in this moment? Do you believe He's good? That He cares? That He's already been to your tomorrow? How do the stories of Joseph, Ruth, or Esther encourage you today? Pick one and reflect on how their trust in God, despite uncertainty, led to something greater than they could see at the time. If the characters on Friends had known God, how might their stories have looked different? How might your story shift as you invite Him into the places that feel unpredictable or overwhelming? Letting go of control is one of the hardest things we'll ever do, because most of us never realize just how tightly we've been clinging to it. We think if we just try hard enough, plan well enough, or prepare for every outcome, we can avoid the unexpected. But then life reminds us, we're not actually in control. We never were. What's even harder? Surrendering that control to God. Trusting Him to lead us when we can't see more than a step ahead. We worry He might get it wrong, that we could navigate things better. But the truth is, we're operating from one snapshot at a time, while He's already seen the whole film. God is outside of time. He's not pacing the floor, worried about what's coming next. He's already been to every one of your tomorrows. And He's not just waiting for you there. He's walking with you here. So when life twists, or when the ground shifts beneath you, whether by surprise or by choice, you can let go. Not because everything makes sense, but because your hand is in the hand of the one who wrote the story. And He doesn't drop what He holds. You are safe in His arms. You'll never see a Friends episode where the characters fall to their knees and ask God for direction. But you can see what it looks like without God and choose a different story for yourself. Let go of what you were never meant to carry. Put it in the hands of the one who already holds every tomorrow. He's been faithful before. He will be again. We've once again created a song based on today's devotional. It will begin playing automatically at the end of this devotional. Now for the closing prayer. God, you see every twist in my story, every unexpected turn, every fear I try to hide, every moment I feel lost. You know the parts of me that still try to hold on, to stay in control, to figure it all out on my own. But today, I choose to let go. I place my unknowns in your hands. The ones that shaped the past, the ones I'm carrying now, and the ones still ahead. You are not surprised by anything I face. You've already walked the roads I'm afraid of. And you've promised to lead me, love me, and never leave me behind. So I surrender. Not because I'm giving up, but because I'm giving it to you. Teach me to trust you more, moment by moment, step by step, and remind me that I don't have to be in control, because you always are. Amen.
I thought I had it all mapped out. I held the pen, I drew the lines, but now the pages blur with doubt. This story isn't what I had in mind. I'm standing in a place I didn't choose, gripping dreams I'm scared to lose. But here within the chaos and the fear, you whisper soft, I'm already here. God, I give you control, though it feels so unsure. Feels reckless and risky, but I'll trust you more. You've never once failed me, you've never let go. You've kept every promise, and that's all I know. I'm safe in your arms. I lay down every restless plan, the need to know, the urge to lead, and place it in your steady hands. You're all I'll ever really need. Though I can't see the road ahead, I choose to follow where you've led. You've never failed, you never will. And even in the silence, you are still. God, I give you control, though it feels so unsure. Feels reckless and risky, but I'll trust you more. You've never once failed me, you've never let go. You've kept every promise, and that's all I know. I'm safe in your arms, so I won't lean on what I know. I'll rest in you and let it go. You're writing beauty from the pain. You never waste a single page. You've